Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Michael P. America here. Just want to let you know that episode 2 had some technical glitches due to the weather, about 5 minutes worth, but please go ahead and keep watching. The content is really strong. Watch out now.
Gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. Watch out now. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. I'm ready for a good time, and I came to groove. The whole band's here, and we came to move. Got a fresh haircut and 2 new shoes. We're here all night like we got nothing to lose. Coming out the jacket, cause we're turning up the heat.
Welcome back to the Michael P. America Show. And again, this is a continuing segment on Americans falling democracy. Ranked number 36 as a deficient democracy, not a working democracy. I do believe that this is cause for alarm. So today I'm going to start off with something that every president, when sworn into office, has to take an oath to. And I want you to remember this. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States. I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, defend the Constitution of the United States. That is the presidential oath of office. The presidential oath of office. I do believe the former president often made remarks about who needs a constitution. Let's throw out the Constitution. And we're not really having that conversation. So I find that very, very interesting that nobody's actually really talking about that. Wow. Why is the media still so silent about that? He had made a couple of remarks. As a matter of fact, during his tenure as president, or during the time he was president, we won't say tenure because then we start talking about academians, and he's definitely not. His visit done behind closed doors, and he refused to have it recorded by his own people. So we have no idea what he was talking about, what they were talking about. We don't know. Okay. Now here's the other part. Perhaps we did record it and we choose not to actually say that we did, and it makes them look good and they all feel better. I don't know. But as far as we know, that was never recorded. So we don't know what was said. We do know that he was cozying up to Putin, his buddy, that he seems to admire a lot. And, you know, we'll get to the history of only the Soviet Union. We'll get back to that. But this is not good. If you can tell me about another president who refused to have his conversations refused to have his conversations recorded, please do. I'd love to hear that. And don't take me back to the times when they weren't able to record. We don't need that. Okay. So we don't know what was said, but I'm not really going to push on that. Again, my main concern is American democracy failing, our internal threat, extremism that is and has cultivated here in the United States. I did say before that this message really needs to reach a lot of the younger folks. It's very important that the younger people are paying attention, because it impacts their future more so than it does my generation's future. So remember that. We have to do better. I mean, it's crazy. All right, Denmark is doing better than we are. Norway is doing better than we are. Finland is doing better than we are. Sweden, Germany. I do believe there was a big war that was fought. Supposedly the Great Generation took that on. The Greatest Generation fought World War II. And Are you studying your history? Because who was the enemy? Germany, Japan, Italy, and we'll stay with the top three. Okay. Russia was on the wrong side of that in the beginning, but strange thing happened on the way to the store. Germany turned on Russia and almost annihilated Russia, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I'm assuming that Putin would have an axe to grind, a historical axe to grind, should the radical extremist party get back in control of the White House. And more than likely, he's going to grind that axe, and that's why you have new additions to NATO. Because the fear is Russia will go back to historically what they're known for, trying to dominate the globe. Now, don't get me wrong on this. I won't tell you that the United States is not, they're not interested in dominating the globe, because I wouldn't believe that for one moment. But I do believe that those of us who believe in democracy, we actually have an opportunity with the United States moving forward to actually make this a better situation worldwide. A world filled with democracy. One man, one vote. And women are included in regards to one man. I mean mankind. So, or we can say one woman, one vote, whatever makes you happy. I'm not going to, trip on semantics, however you want to phrase it. The bottom line is one person, one vote. How about that? I think that sounds better. A real democracy. But we also have to remember who stands to benefit. Who stands to benefit if democracy falls throughout the entire world? Follow the money. All you have to do is follow the money. I'm going to go ahead and show you again, and you've seen this before. I'm going to go ahead and show you again some things that, they want us to forget about. And I'm going to tell you, we can't afford to forget this. And you saw it last night. I'm going to play it again, just in case you think these guys are a bunch of fun guys having a brew, weenie roast, and it got a little rowdy, Think again. This is your nation's capital. This was January 6th. Certification of the vote for the United States president. For the United States president. Think about this while you watch it. Wow. And I had a chance to take a look at a great book. This book is called The Culture of Narcissism. You can't really see it. Yeah, there you go. The Culture of Narcissism. It's written by Christopher Lasch. This book came out in 1979, and Christopher Lasch really talks about how we ended up with the type of mindset in regards to a privileged class of narcissists. So this is a book that you should really pick up, okay? And I am going to read from it. I'm not going to read from it tonight, but I do want you to know the front cover is all messed up. It fell off. Obviously, I've had this book for a while. But this is a great book. It's called The Culture of Narcissism, American Life in the Age of Diminishing Expectations. Wow, isn't that interesting? We are, in our next session, we're going to read some excerpts from this. I'm not going to do that tonight. Here's another book that you really need to pick up. Came out in 2007. She's a professor. Her name is Naomi Wolf. It's called The End of America, Letter of Warning to a Patriot. You really need to pick up this book. You need to read this. I can't stress that this is a message for you younger folks that are becoming of age to vote, that are looking at having families, careers, and a life. Because at this point, what's going on is that they want to take all of that away from you. As I said before, we had a shot at democracy in my generation. Again, some of us did well. Some of us tried to make it better, trying to push back those who love the authoritative culture. A lot of the freedoms in healthcare, the human rights, are because my generation was fighting back. And freedom isn't free. Yeah, it's a cliche, but it's not. It's true. Democracy is not free, and you have to be watching it all the time. The reason why you have so many channels on TV to watch is they want you distracted. And if that doesn't work, they're going to give you social media so they can actually get free content and at the same time keep everybody distracted. Bottom line is that they're remaking the culture, turning everybody into narcissists in a sense. And I'm not going to say all of that is bad. I'm just saying that for many years, they wanted only a select few to actually be able to be publicized in regards to the public, to be seen. You know, your movie stars, your politicians. Now, anybody can log in, and if they're ambitious enough, they can get enough views. They can get somebody to pay attention. If not, the folks in their neighborhood, people down the street, people that know them, their family. When we were coming up, that just wasn't going to happen. You had to do something exceptional. So the magnification of the status quo and the way that the book phrases it. Now, this is the interesting thing. Diminishing expectations. Diminishing expectations. Wow. We were pushing for equal rights, human rights, women's rights, education, health, justice, equal justice, equality for all. Now everybody wants to be a social media star. And again, I'm not downing that, but if your democracy goes down the tubes, none of that matters. None of that matters at all. All of these wonderful television programs we love to watch, they'll all go away. They're going to be replaced by the head narcissist programming, whatever his programming is. You're going to have to watch that. If you decide that you're going to protest, that's not going to be allowed. That's not going to happen. All you have to do is look at history. Look at many of the former countries that, again, Hitler is a real easy one. Germany is too easy, right? Chile, too easy. Soviet Union, too easy. Things that have happened, in China, Look at China's situation right now. The government's God. That's what they believe. The government is God. So think about that for a second. And, not trying to put China down. You got a couple billion people that's where they're at. But that's not where we're at. That's not the type of country or nation. And I think, again, you got to get past the distractions. You have to get past the predispositions, all the programming. I had an associate who said, don't let the religious wingnuts off the hook. And I said, well, that's another show. I'm not going to let them off the hook. But just like COINTELPRO operations, they were co-opted. The only issue is they don't believe that they were co-opted because they believe that they're part of the privileged class. Boy, were they fooled. Okay? And it didn't take much to fool them, just some useless holy water that you got to pay $25 for, send it in the mail, or, Benny Hinn, or, some crazy evangelist that says that God says, I need a 747. Can you finance that for me? Come on, get real. Get real. But we'll get into that conversation at another time. But the bottom line is that, again, I'm just trying to make a point that our democracy is in trouble. We are listed as a deficient democracy. We have diminished expectations. This has been done to you intentionally. You need to wake up. And you don't have to believe what I'm saying. Just wake up. Start paying attention. Look for yourself. And you are going to have to look back at history and your history as well. Things that have been placed in your culture. Your culture has been co-opted. This is all about brainwashing, predisposition, being angry with your neighbor for what? Your neighbor has no more than you have. Gun violence spiraling way out of control. Gangs around the world. It's this $40 billion industry, gangs. You're never going to get rid of them because they serve the purpose. Many purposes that you haven't thought about. That's why you're never going to get rid of them. And the worst people are running things. They can be bought and they'll sell you, and they have been selling you. America, we have to stop fighting each other. We are not the enemy. The common man is not his own enemy. All you have to do is follow the money trail and you'll find your enemy. The deep state, follow the money trail. Think with your mind. It takes a lot of money to do the things that they're pulling off. Again, I will say this. Words of George Clinton. Mind your wants because somebody wants your mind. Real simple. Mind your wants because someone wants your mind. They have your mind. The question is, do you want a democracy? Or are you going to continue to serve industries that are destroying humanity? These mass shootings happening all over America. The gun industry is making a ton of money. They're making tons of money off of your relatives, your friends, all being shot down by their neighbors. We have AI. At this point, AI will be the Lord over you. The wealthy that own the AI or the collective are going to try to place themselves above the AI. It's not going to work. It's all going to go left on them. But they're not going to take it from me. It's going to happen. So basically what's going to happen is that they're going to have AI running everything, including keeping you in check, monitoring all violations, monitoring everything you do, even hauling you in court. But once AI becomes sentient, and we know that it already is, then they're going to start giving it rights. And that AI is going to be connected to a corporation, of course. And so the corporation is going to start getting more rights and rights as a human being. And it's going to be running you. That's why they're developing it. It's not just for us to play around with and have fun and say, hey, look at me, I did that. That's not what it's about. They don't give you anything unless they're taking a lot of things away. So you need to think about that. Just something to think about. And while you're thinking, I'm going to have you take a look at this, and we'll be right back.
FourthRiderMusic.com. We want your music video.
We can get your music video on television.
We are looking for independent artists. We will help brand you and help build your fan base. We will help market your music.
We can get your music video on television.
We will help market your music.
FourthRiderMusic.com.
Send us a link to your music video.
FourthRiderMusic.com.
That's right, FourthRiderMusic.com, part of Fourth Rider Media. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to cut it short tonight. Well, at least a little bit shorter than last night. I guarantee you the next show is going to be much more impactful, but I want you to think about the things that I'm really trying to say. Being ranked 36 as a deficient democracy is not good enough. We need to be at the top of the list. So we have to stop fighting each other and start pushing for a real democracy. Once we get our democracy down, we can actually spread democracy around the world for those who really want it. I'm opposed to actually forcing anything on anybody that does not believe in your ideals or whatnot. But when they see the benefits of what a real democracy can bring, they will want to join us. And that's why you see a lot of countries that weren't democracies, weren't a democracy, they're becoming a democracy. And this is why democracy is a threat to those in power, in real power. This is Michael P. America. You guys have a great night, and the next show is going to rock even more. Take care. Love your neighbor.
It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Cause baby, I feel real good, and I wish I would. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. I'm ready for a good time, and I came to groove. The whole band's here, and we came to move. Got a fresh haircut and 2 new shoes. We're here all night like we got nothing to lose. Coming out the jacket, cause we're turning up the heat.